Exodus chapter 15 verses 1 through 27, KJV. Now let us enter into one of the most powerful and poetic moments in the book of Exodus. Exodus chapter 15 begins immediately after the decisive event of the Red Sea crossing. Deliverance, the crossing of the Red Sea in chapter 14. The people of Israel have just witnessed the complete destruction of Pharaoh's army. What was impossible has become reality. What was feared has been overcome. So the natural question is this: why does this chapter begin with a song? Because when salvation is truly experienced, it cannot remain silent. It overflows into worship. 1. The Song of Moses. Worship after deliverance. Verses 1 through 12. Then sang Moses and the children of Israel this song unto the Lord. This is the first recorded song in the Bible. From a Hebrew perspective, this is not just poetry, it is a declaration of identity. The people who were once slaves now proclaim who their God is. They say, "The Lord is my strength and song, and he has become my salvation." Notice this carefully. God did not merely give salvation, he became salvation. Why is this important? Because salvation in the Bible is not just an event. It is a relationship with God himself. Spiritually, this reveals something profound for us today. Many people seek solutions, answers, or blessings, but God's ultimate intention is not just to solve our problems, it is to reveal himself as our salvation. 2. God the warrior, the defeat of evil, verses 3 through 10. The Lord is a man of war, the Lord is his name. This statement may feel surprising to modern readers. Why is God described as a warrior? In the ancient Near Eastern context, nations believed their gods fought for them. But here, Israel declares that the Lord himself fights not as a myth, but as reality. From a theological perspective, this shows that God actively confronts evil and injustice. Pharaoh represents more than a king. He represents oppression, pride, and resistance against God. So when God defeats Pharaoh, he is not just saving Israel. He is demonstrating his authority over all powers that oppose him. For us today, this raises an important question. What are the pharaohs in our lives? Fear, addiction, sin, despair, or worldly systems that bind us? And the message of this passage is clear. God does not negotiate with bondage, he breaks it. 3. The future hope. God leads his people, verses 13 through 18. Thou in thy mercy hast led forth the people which thou hast redeemed. Notice the shift. The song moves from past victory to future hope. Even though Israel has not yet reached the promised land, they speak as if it is already secured. Why? Because God's past faithfulness guarantees his future promises. In Hebrew thought, remembering what God has done is the foundation of trusting what he will do. This is deeply spiritual. Faith is not blind optimism. It is rooted in the character of God. For modern application, when life feels uncertain, we are invited to remember. Remember how God has led you before. Remember the moments of deliverance, because the same God who brought you out will also bring you in. 4. The bitter water of Marah. The test after the miracle, verses 22 through 24. Now the story takes a sudden turn. After the great victory and joyful worship, the people face a new problem. They find water, but it is bitter. This place is called Marah. Here is the key question. Why does God allow a test immediately after a miracle? From a spiritual perspective, this is essential. Miracles reveal God's power, but tests reveal the condition of our hearts. The people quickly complain. Just days after singing praises, they doubt. Is this not also our story? We experience God's grace, yet when difficulty comes, we forget. 5. The tree that makes water sweet, God's hidden provision, verse 25. And the Lord showed him a tree, which when he had cast into the waters were made sweet. This is one of the most symbolic moments in the Old Testament. Why a tree? From a theological and prophetic perspective, many scholars see this as a foreshadowing of the cross. A dead piece of wood becomes the means of transformation. Bitter water becomes sweet. This teaches us something deeply spiritual. God often uses unexpected means to bring healing. In our lives, bitterness, pain, disappointment, suffering can be transformed, but not by human strength, only by what God provides. 6. Jehovah Rapha, the Lord who heals, verse 26. I am the Lord that healeth thee. In Hebrew, this is Yahweh Rapha. This is not just physical healing. It includes emotional, spiritual, and relational restoration. Why does God reveal this name here? Because healing is not only needed after suffering, it is needed after deliverance. Even after being freed, Israel still carried wounds from Egypt. Likewise, many people today are saved but still wounded. God's will is not only to bring you out of bondage, it is to restore you completely. 7. Elim, God's rest after testing, verse 27. And they came to Elim, where were 12 wells of water and 70 palm trees. After Marah comes Elim. After testing comes rest. This reveals God's rhythm. Deliverance, testing, healing, rest. Why is this important? Because many people misunderstand hardship. They think difficulty means God has abandoned them. But in reality, it may be part of his process. God leads his people not only through miracles, but through transformation. Final spiritual insight. Exodus 15 is not just a historical song. It is a spiritual journey, from salvation to testing to healing to rest. And the ultimate message is this: God is not only the one who delivers you from your past, he is the one who transforms your present and secures your future. So today ask yourself, are you still standing at the Red Sea? Are you in Marah? Or are you walking toward Elim? Wherever you are, God is leading you. Trust him, follow him, and remember he is your salvation. Thank you.